Okay, hey, everybody. Welcome to our Rising Stars Zoom Experience Rising Stars Week 3. Oh, sorry, there's horses in the background. Okay, one thing you learn about me, there's generally kids or horses in the background. But I'm really excited because guess what? We are in our 90-day challenge, and this is only week 3, so we have not even a third of it done yet. But the consistency that you're learning, the things that you're learning, I hope that you are seeing some value from these. And tonight, we're going to actually dive in a little bit deeper to what you need to be doing with your content creation and your authentic outreach. But before we get into the details of what we're doing tonight, let's start out with our wins of the week. So, everybody, go type in the chat what your wins of the week have been. And it could be a new member that got started. It could be a new partner that got started. It could be that you sold an advanced kit this week. They do have to be wins around your business, not your own weight loss journey or something. I will tell you, I am really excited because I have had 4 partners this month. Pretty exciting. And that's what this whole group is all about, is let's help you with sharing so that you can onboard and bring on partners or upgrade customers to partners. So let's go see what we have over in the chat. Carol says a level 2 just upgraded her first partner. Whoop, whoop, that deep duplication. That's great. Cree said she's had seen more activities on her stories. That's fantastic. I love it. More engagement and conversations is what Melissa Grossbeck says. Fantastic. That's great. This is the exact type of wins that we want to be talking about and that we want you to notice. It's kind of like, somebody seeing a non-scale victory and they're like, oh, it's not that big of a deal. At the end of the day, it really is. Okay. These little consistencies and these wins are going to add up. And when you have more and more partners and customers and everybody coming on and doing it, that's where you see the volumes grow and your rank advancements too. So I want you to now think about your team. Okay, so I see some other team leaders on here. I see Jana Bullard, who's on as Robin Packer tonight. I see the Englands. I see Shauna, all of you, as Carol too. All of you guys have downline partners that are really growing and building. So I want you to go back and share what are some wins of the week for your team. Is there anyone on here that has had maybe a customer that saw the light of being a partner and they came on board and they did their first post and got results, things like that? Let's talk about wins of the week for the team. And I will tell you, I see my friend Tracy come on here. If she doesn't speak up or text what her new partners are doing, I will. So, and I know it takes a few minutes to jump over there and type, but so if you want, you can go ahead and unmute. We don't have too many people on. Normally we run between 25 and 40 people on here. Right now we're up to 11. So if you want to unmute, feel free. Jana says, I definitely have people in these sessions that are having aha moments, better social media, better follow-ups. That's great. We've always said the fortune's in the follow-up, but the follow-up is really where people are going to commit to being with you or not. The England says a new partner posted and has 2 customers going for their quick start. Fantastic. That's great. Love it. So Tracy is not doesn't have her video on, so I'm going to share for her. Tracy has, in the last 2 months, she onboarded 3 partners in May and 3 partners in June. Or maybe it's 3 in April and 3 in May. Anyhow, one of her partners, Celine, has started sharing and being active and posting and getting Tracy into conversations. So that's exciting. When you see your people that have enrolled as partners actually start doing activities and being excited, that's definitely a win. Okay, anyone else want to jump over the chat and say their wins? So Nicole just joined us. Okay. Alrighty. Well, let's go on to the next thing. Oh, there's a couple people in the waiting room. Sorry, guys, I'm pulling up my Google thing because my other device is too hot.
I got it.
Okay, awesome. Thank you. Okay.
Sorry, Melissa. My computer wasn't cooperating, so or my internet. So I even missed part of what you said.
Well, so I was just mentioning wins of the week for the team, and I was saying how your new partner is engaging, is posting, is asking questions, is getting you in conversations, you're communicating daily. She's following some of the steps, watching the videos, and how exciting it is to have a partner excited and listening and doing the tasks, right?
Absolutely. She's doing fantastic. I'm actually super proud of her for somebody who doesn't have a big social media following, but she is out there on the pavement talking to anybody and everybody and just sharing. And she's, messaging me almost daily, if not every day, asking questions, which is fantastic. That's what we want them to do, right? So that's super exciting. I'm proud of her.
Sorry, mine wasn't appropriate. Good deal. So excited. Okay, so if anyone else wants to jump over and add their wins, or you have people joining, feel free to jump on and add those. That would be great. All right, Andra, what is up next?
Well, I'm going to do a quick shout out too. So I've got a group of Canadians that they are on fire, and they're putting into play the things that we're doing in the new Rising Stars group, some things that we're doing on the Experienced, and really just like Tracy just said, that's my total win. I will tell you guys, I have had people enroll and they didn't even tell me that they were going to be a partner, just like Melissa. And I go back in and I'm like, oh, wait a minute. They just enrolled as a partner, not even as a customer. Like they're not even, they're just jumping in. And I was asked the other night on a call, like, why do you think people are doing that? And I think it's just the consistency over the last 6 months. This was not something overnight. I don't want anybody to think this is like the magic pill, right? Like we talk about that with our with our journey with everybody else. It is consistency. Just like we talk about, it's a lifestyle of eating. This is a lifestyle of business. This is the norm of what you have to do. I do think it's lives. I was looking at some new things, and the order that people are consuming content is in this order: lives, stories, posts. I just got an offer from Facebook to start getting paid for my content. Guess what they're not paying me for? I am not going to be paid for Reels. They are starting a new thing that if you are a digital creator and you've had really good content with lots of engagement, they're starting to reach out to certain people and say, we're going to pay you, but it's not for Reels, it's for your posts. And that's because they're trying to get people to look more at your posts. But right now, it's lives and posts that they're starting to pay people for. And I don't do anything special, you guys. I get on once a week and I interview somebody about their lifestyle and their business. That's what I've done. And I've been doing that since we came back from Jamaica. And I really think that's what it is. It's just being consistent, the outreach, the content. So excited to see, people coming on, and they are doing the work. So we are going to be getting into onboarding, but it isn't any different than what we've done in the past, you guys. It's just the same simple steps. But we wanted to check in with you guys. We've got two things that we're in here for. One is authentic outreach and one is authentic content. We know there's many layers to this, but we have something coming up that is going to be really important that you're getting into your authentic content. So we have an opportunity Zoom on the 27th, Thursday, the 27th. Can you guys write that down? Thursday, the 27th, time-wise, I want to say 7 Central, but I could be wrong. Jana, do you know for sure? Looks like Melissa's sharing.
Yep.
8 Central, 7 Mountain.
Central.
Okay, there we go. It looks like Melissa's going to be helping Robin with that. That's awesome. That'll be exciting. Um, Melissa, why don't you go ahead and talk real quick, and then we're going to talk some content. Then we're going to jump in and start doing some conversation.
Okay. So one of the best things about summer is what? Having fun time with a family, going and doing things, being everywhere on the go, right? That's kind of my lifestyle, but summer is even busier. That means you have to learn how to be doing the right tasks at the right time, not spending your time, messaging back somebody, thanking them for loving and liking your post when they're already a singular customer under somebody else. That's not a good use of time, but also leveraging the other Zooms and things that we have coming. That's why we're telling you about this opportunity Zoom. One of the reasons why people are continuously growing, and a big shout out actually to Connie Slay, who is on Jana's front line. Connie onboarded 2 partners last month, you guys. She barely hit her quick start. She like squeaked by. It was really when she got started, we put together a kit. Jana helped her put together a kit that fit into her budget. It wasn't even one of our bundles because her budget wasn't going to allow her to do that. But she started sharing right away, and she onboarded 2 partners. Well, those partners started sharing this month, and now she is almost a manager. That's how you grow. She hit quick start last month. She hit manager this month. She's almost there, and we still have 6 days left. But guess what? It's because she's sharing the business opportunity. She's talking to people about coming on and joining her to make some extra cash. That's what we're going to be talking about on Thursday, the 27th. So if you don't feel comfortable talking to people about joining you for money, or you feel like you don't know what you would say, you got to be on Thursday night to take notes and to see what to say. We'll make it simple. We'll make it where you can write things down, and then you'll know what to say to somebody else. The other thing is invite people that are your current customers that are loving the products to join in. Send out the recording if they can't be on live, but it's always fun to see people on live and share, because that's where you kind of get momentum from. Okay. We want to set a goal that we start getting more and more people onto these Zooms. I was talking to another person the other day, and they had 250 people that were interested in their business on their Zoom in the summer. Let's do that. The only way we can do that is by us sharing, getting the information out, and then leveraging these Zooms. They are every other Thursday at 8 p.m. So put it on your calendar now. If the 27th is the next one, then that means that we're going to skip July 4th, and we're going to be back in July on, I think that's the 11th. Okay. Put it on your calendar now, and no, every other Thursday, 8 p.m. Central. Every other Thursday, 8 p.m. Central. Okay? Those opportunity Zooms. So there you go. Pretty good.
Hey, so Shauna was asking if it's going to be recorded, and I know a lot of people on my team are not in the Zing team group. They have no idea what that is, but I know it is going to be a Zoom. I would assume it's going to be recorded. Can you answer that question, Melissa?
Yes, they are recorded, and generally they're turned into YouTube. And last time we had it 2 weeks ago, Jana Bullard and Julie Carell led it, and they had some new gals on there, and it was fantastic. Kelsey, who is a new manager, I think she's actually a new silver manager under Carol, shared, and they have so much momentum. But it was great because Kelsey shared from her heart. She talked about her journey and how it's inspiring her kids, and her kids are wanting to change their life. Like, that's what we do. And it's not just about making money on the opportunity Zooms. So we'll hear different stories. We'll have different people featured all the time. You don't want to miss them, but you want to do them when you have guests. That's how you learn. Either you're learning to take notes so you can redo it yourself, one-on-one with somebody, or you're going to do it with a group of people, or you want to be on with guests.
Thank you. Appreciate that. So we want to hear from you guys. And I was looking at the, hold on, I gotta admit somebody. I was looking at the chat, and I'm seeing people talk about more engagement. So like we said, 2 things that we're really focusing on, authentic content for creating leads, right? So we don't sell in the content. We're sharing in the content to create engagement so that you can go have conversations. So if you're getting more engagement, that's awesome. The next step is all of those people that are engaging in your content, especially if it's when you're talking about singular or lifestyle or products or pain points, that is your new lead. That is somebody to go talk to, or it's a follow-up, right? So I am curious where you guys are in the days of the 14-day content challenge, because we know that sometimes we miss a day, we do something slightly different. That's going to happen. Doesn't mean you're behind. Drop the day number that you believe you are on for the 14-day content challenge. Day 6, 7, 8, where are you at? All right. I'm loving this. This is great. Very helpful. That's okay, Deanna. You'll get back in there. Okay. So posts in between. That's all right. Let's fill up the chat. We've got a lot more people than just 5 or 6 on here. Let's be fully engaged. Okay,
And
I'm seeing a
there's
lot
no
of
judgment.
sixes.
There's no
Yeah,
judgment.
no
If you
judgment.
haven't even started, it's okay.
No judgment whatsoever. All right. So the next thing we wanted to find out is, would somebody that we did this on the New Rising Stars and it was awesome. We're not going to spend as much time with you guys on this because you are experienced. However, they really appreciated the opportunity to look at their post and have somebody from an outside perspective look at it to give some quick feedback. Is there anybody in here that would like to look at one of their posts that they did for the content challenge? Or maybe it wasn't exactly the content challenge, maybe it was just, you know, something that was similar, and you got some great engagement, or maybe you didn't get any great engagement. You thought you would, but you didn't. Is there anybody that would like to just say, look, I'm here to learn. I would like to look at that. I kind of want to know more. I want to see where I'm at. And they would really like it if we looked at their social media just real quickly, picked a post and kind of shared it out and used it for a learning opportunity. Cree
Bree
says
says
yes.
yes.
All right.
So we're gonna go to Facebook, right?
Yeah.
Find Cree. So hopefully all your posts are public, Cree. She says yes. That's one thing you got to remember. And it's an experienced rising stars. You guys should know this, and you should be telling all your new rising stars. You need to make your posts public so anybody can find them.
Look how fast that was. I just picked her right up. There she is. And we are
Woo!
not friends. Okay, Cree, feel free to unmute. When I get to the post that you want us to look at, please let me know so that I can, you know, look at the one you want feedback on really quickly.
Probably the one that I pinned. I want to see what everybody thought of that one.
This one right here, honey?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Looks a little different. It's almost like it was shared from another post. Was it originally on May 3rd?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yeah.
So one thing that you can do is go to your May 3rd post, click those 3 dots and pin it directly, and it won't be like shared from another post. It's kind of
Okay.
weird. Facebook's kind of funky like that. Shared from another post gets hardly any views.
Okay.
But if you just pin the one that you already had, right, then we can look at that one. So what I'm going to try to do is see if I can just click straight on that one. And then let's see what kind of things we got. Okay. So this is the one you chose to pin. And you made this before we started the content challenge, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. What I'd love to know from you is based on what you've learned through doing the content, what would you do differently now with this post than what you did the first time? Would do you see things
How to
yourself
read?
that you would do? What's that?
Oh, I was going to ask what to reword it or just how to present it.
Well, I was curious more from your viewpoint first. Were there things now, since you've been doing the content, that when you look at it, you yourself would change before I look at it? Because this is before, right? Now you've done some new learning. So when you first look at it, I mean, that's part of being a good reflection, self-reflection is when we look at something and we stop, we think, whether it's the conversation or the content, we look at it and go, oh, I'm going to use that again, but I'm going to change it this way this time. I'm going to take a part of it and I'm going to go make a new post. I was just curious from your perspective, were there things in here that, knowing from what you've learned now, that you already know you want to change or keep the
I think
same?
I was trying to find that post because I had unpinned it, but here it is. No, that wasn't it. I think I was shortened more about my daughter's disease. Just kind of make it more simple than what I had put it, instead of making it so long.
Okay.
So I'm thinking if it's too long, people disengage. They just want something that's kind of like a short paragraph, you know, just simple, and then they go on.
Right.
And if it's too long, they're like, we're not here to read a story, or a book,
Right.
you know,
That's great.
that
How old is your daughter?
Amanda, she is 27.
Okay. So
Yes, ma'am.
what I would do, oh, it says it right here. So what I would do as a total outside perspective looking in, I would ask yourself this overlying big idea question. Are the women or the people that you're attracting to you like Amanda, or are they more like you?
They're more like Amanda, because
Okay.
a lot of my friends are from the Rett syndrome community, and
Good to know.
um, I'm trying to give them options, you know, to do things naturally,
Wow.
instead of pharmaceutical or what the doctor says.
That's amazing. You've got like a really specific niche right here that a
Mhm.
lot of us don't have. So this is really unique to you, which is awesome. So what I would say is this is kind of like you're educating them, but you're also wanting them to know that there's this all natural solution, right?
Yes,
So I
ma'am.
think you already nailed it. If you shortened it, if you
Mhm.
use little bit of nuggets, maybe a little bit more on these are, and please don't take this the wrong way because I am not, I'm going to say this and I want to be very careful how I say it. When there's a place for education, right? Where we're teaching somebody about something, and then that's saved on your timeline, right? So people can see it over time. And then there's a place where we're really talking more about pain points and solutions.
Mhm.
This is what it feels like, right? And
Yes,
when
ma'am.
you use this all natural approach, then this is what it feels like so that they can see what you just said. I want them to know there's a solution that's all natural to what they need. So I would take this and cut it way, way down. I mean, you already nailed that, right? If your audience already knows what Rett syndrome is, then a lot of this could be dribbled in to your post a little tiny bit, right? Like you've got this one thing right here of loss of muscle tone.
Mhm.
That one little thing can be addressed with, a healthier, eating approach with, you know, supplementation of protein, right? Or collagen, right? Not that you're going to necessarily talk about the product, but more the benefits of the product, right? Not the ingredients, but what can you get from it so that you can find an alternative, a natural thing. So I think what you just said is exactly it. Take little tiny bits of this. What's the problem associated with Rhett's? What's the hard part about it? And then what have you found is a solution to give the hope? Because you're basically a hope giver, right? You're providing hope, an alternative. So let people know and see what that hope is.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Okay.
Yeah.
And 3 pictures is okay. 2 pictures side by side is better. 1 picture is typically best, but this is kind of a transformation, right? So 2 side by side would probably be better. Like even just these 2, like you can see how much more she's thriving in the second picture versus the first. So what's the story between the first and the second? What's been the transformation that she's gone through? So I would think through this same thing using the same exact pictures and think through that lens of transformation. Okay. It's awesome. Thanks for being so vulnerable. And, you know, your daughter is amazing. Like that is so cool. So
Well, it's
cool.
like on
Yeah.
this constipation up here, on that one part up here, you know, I talked about how that the prebiotic and the probiotic especially has helped her constipation. That's one issue a lot of us face every day. And this is more natural and it's not hard on her system like the other
Yeah, I
the
just
doctors
think
give.
what you just said, right? That was one little area with one little solution so that you're not dealing with the harshness. That alone, that is a whole post right there. Like that
Okay.
alone can be a whole post for you. And then the addition is the invitation, right? The invitation to
Yes, ma'am.
chat, the invitation to have a conversation. Are you, wanting to take a look kind of thing. Thank you so much for doing that with us.
Thank
Appreciate
you.
it. We have time for one more, probably won't go as long on the next one, but we could do one more if somebody wants to do it. I think you can critique me. Shauna, you're so cute. All right, Shauna.
Shauna's posted a live.
Yeah, she is great at her
So check
video. She is great at her video.
I'm not usually uncomfortable doing lives, but this one I was for some reason. Maybe it's just because I've been off the market for a while, but
you did it.
yeah.
Okay. So, how long is your live? We probably won't watch the whole thing.
Yeah, I think it's like 5 minutes. Towards the end is more on a personal and not so much a. So I'm basically just posing 3 questions and 3 answers.
Okay. Can you guys hear it?
no.
But it is hot down here.
Can't hear it.
I just wanted to come on here because I think.
Yeah, it sounds muffled.
Yeah, a little muffled.
First question I always get is how can you afford it? And this is just me, and I'm answering for me only. How can I afford not to? When I first started this, my cholesterol was out of control. I was on high blood pressure medicine. I had no energy. My hormones were out of whack. And I kind of sat down and I figured, okay, so I'm eating Taco Bell or McDonald's or something at least once a day. Sometimes every day and other times not. So I figured it out. Even if I was only eating out once for like half of the month, that's $150. That
Okay, so we're going to stop it just because it's really hard to hear. But what Shauna's doing right now, she basically said, the question is, how can I afford it? And she says, really, the question is, how can I not afford it? Or how can I afford not to? So my advice to you on your live really, really quickly is your caption right here needs to stop the scroll so that
Okay.
people want to stop and look at it. So what you just said, I think was perfect in your live. That is the question, right? How can I afford it? How can I afford not to? That's it. And then follow that up right there in your caption. If you give them 3 tips, or you could say, let's break it down, comment, you want to see your affordable budget plan, drop me in the comments. Or you want to see how you can afford this, let's chat in Messenger, like a little bit of an invitation, right?
Okay.
You could do that so that you are telling your audience what to do in the comments, because your audience needs to know what to do. Like, how can I engage with this? Why do I even want to watch it? Because couple questions, they're going to be like, okay, well, I want to know what the couple questions are, but where is this taking me? And is it worth my time right now to watch this live?
So along in the caption, put that in, or go to the comments later and add that in.
No, in the caption to stop the scroll so people actually see what's going on and do they want to watch the live.
So I would say couple questions. How can I afford this? How can I not afford it?
I
Or-
would take the word couple questions out and just ask the questions.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Yeah,
All
just
right.
go for it and ask the questions. And then in the caption, tell your audience what to do.
And I
Okay.
think you can click on those 3 little dots right there and click edit, Shauna.
Yep.
Oh, okay.
And then you can edit the wording.
Okay.
Absolutely. Okay. So let's go ahead and move on into the next thing. I'm going to stop sharing just to get myself back on track. And what I just talked about there was this authentic content, right? And we're going to be diving into the outreach that you can do with this content. And Melissa already planted the seeds for the fact that we have this Zoom coming up. So one of the things you want to be able to put in your content is an invitation. So one of your posts tomorrow, the next day, Thursday, you need to be putting something in and make more of a business post for the next couple of days and dripping in the business. Does that mean you have to talk about money? No. You can make it anything in your business. It could be the support, the community, the team. It could be having choices and options for things. It could be all kinds of things. Melissa, you might have some more ideas there, and I'll get us set up for our next thing.
So I think, there's some different parts that we're going to teach you when it comes to creating your content. And so we talked about it a little bit last week, and we talked about value, proof, invitation. And so invitation is where you're inviting people to join you. And so a lot of times, if you've ever been to a conference, maybe you can scroll back through and find some conference pictures, right? And talk about if you've ever been to a regional, if you've ever been at a dinner meeting, go through and leverage some of that community, leverage some of that, to be inviting when you're talking about inviting to join you. Now, I will also tell you the best invitations are going to happen in Messenger. Okay. So you need to have a good post. But what I like to do is I like to then message people, and that's going to be part of your core 4 activities with your authentic outreach that we're going to talk about. But then I like to copy my post from my page and put it into my Messenger chat and say, so I'm talking, but I say, here's the information. And I drive them back to my post, right? That increases views on the post, but that also lets them see it. But it also gets, more of that information out there. Okay. So make sure that if you are going to be doing some kind of invite. Also, when you're doing your stories, but then go back when you're doing your authentic outreaches and your messages and you're following up and you're talking to customers and you're in your, success chats or whatever, then you go ahead and share the post information or the live information or whatever you've done.
All right. So, she just mentioned some words that between she and I know exactly what she's talking about, but you guys might not. So we're going to catch you up just a little bit. We're going to talk about what's called the core 4 daily method of operations, but really it comes down to 2 things: content and conversations. That's all it is, guys. Content can be your live, your posts, your reels, your stories. It doesn't matter. It's content. Then you've got your conversation that can go along with that. But before we jump into that, we're not going to take a lot of time on this tonight, but we want to expose you to this because you guys are going to get a full entire, hold on to your seats, I think it's 28 pages for free through me on what is all of the different kinds of transformational content, what is the different authentic outreach, and this is what we're going to be really unpacking. All we've done for these 3 weeks is get ourselves into action. So yes, it's okay if you have not done the content. We're not judging. However, it's not okay if you want to build a business. And I'm just going to be very upfront, very straightforward on this. If you want to rank up, if you want to grow a team, if you want to have the income that you've been desiring to have, these are the things that you have to do every single day, even if it's just at least one of them. Okay. So real quick, we're going to talk about the content. So I heard something on a training with Bob Heilig. I'm going to let you guys read these. Let's see if I can blow that up. 1 post per day using one of these 4 types of content. And if you do all value content, which I get stuck in doing because I am a former teacher, then all I'm doing is teaching and educating, and people are going to continue to get free things from me, and they're never going to buy from me because they are getting constant tips and education, recipes, anything, right? How-tos. I am just really helping them. I'm teaching them, but they're never going to necessarily come to me to buy. If I'm only doing connection content, which I'm really guilty about doing with lifestyle and sharing who I am and my interests, because I don't want to be salesy, because I have a fear of being salesy, I've gotten stuck in this place, then all I'm doing is creating great relationships. It's nice, it's wonderful, but it's not moving my business forward. If I'm only doing proof content, testimonials, customer stories, my journey, then I am being, what did I tell you, Melissa? Then I'm being braggy. I'm
Right.
bragging. That's all I'm doing is bragging. It's not giving them any value of what and how and what I can do. If all I'm doing is invitation content where I'm directly asking them for a conversation, let's go talk in the DMs for the business or the products, I'm not really selling them, I'm still inviting them, then all I'm being is spammy. So this is a balanced approach. Okay, guys? And nobody needs to be perfect at this right now or anything, but I just want you guys to think about it as you're doing your content and as you're looking at the content challenge. You might want to go find one that fits more into what you're trying to do in the next few days, even if it's out of order. And you might look at day 9. And it's creating a post where you share the 5 things you wish you knew before you started your journey with your products or your business. Maybe it's a business post. And then here is the day 9 review. She did it through Instagram and she did a carousel. We're talking potentially Facebook. So you would probably, need a picture of you. And I did the funnest thing. I did a 4 like this when I was in an airport one time. And then I did the 4 things I was thankful for. You guys could do a 5 or a 3 or a 2, right? And you could simplify it. But it would be, what are the things that you wish you would have known? And it could be how you overthink it, or how you make it too complicated, and how it could be very simple. Or you thought you had to know all the things about the products, but really it's knowing more about people. Whatever you want to do, however you want to say it. But this is an example. Day 10 is the same thing. You might look at day 10 and go, oh gosh, I could really use day 10 more about business. Not necessarily my personal transformation with my health, but where is my transformation with my business? Look at her cute little picture. That's all she's doing. So go into this content and find something. Here's a great one, a fear of overcoming something in the early stages of your business. These are great that you could be dripping in, but they're not all going to be invitation. They're not all connection. They're not all value. It's a variety of these, and that is what's really going to help you guys. I got to figure it out. Help you guys with having balance, but you're still getting to talk about your business. So let's pause there for a second. Anybody have questions? They want to throw them into the chat, thoughts, wonderings, ahas, oh my goodness, whatever. We have a small group. We can take 1 or 2 to raise your hand, unmute, whatever, and we can field a few thoughts here.
And just so you guys know, we've already loaded this 28-page document into resources and into week 3 over in your boards for Experienced Rising Stars. So if you didn't already notice that and print it out for tonight, and you have access to your printer right now, go print it. We're going to work through some of this here in a minute.
Yeah, print it afterwards. All right. So we're going to jump into the fact that you guys did do some content and getting into the authentic outreach to your hot leads. And we've already done this one time. We actually did this on the very first night. We gave you guys the success planner. Inside of the success planner, it has the columns of the person's name, the date, what was the date of the post, what was the problem that they have, do you have what they need, and do they want help? So the next thing about this authentic content is that, have you been able to do any of your outreaches? And we told you guys we want to get into action. So we are going to actually go in right now and do some of this authentic outreach. So what I tried to do, you guys, I tried my hardest. I don't know if it's actually going to happen, but I tried to screenshot it so it's all in one place for you. It's also in boards in our Experienced Rising Stars folder with the outreach, but I just want to show you guys real quick, like, what does it look like when it's all done at once? And we're just going to do a couple, like 10 minutes. We're going to put it on the clock. You're going to go to whatever posts that you made this last week that you had some engagement. And I mean, I'm going to tell you right now, I have not done this myself even today, because I've just been fielding, one conversation after the other. So it is really about engaged leads, people that commented or liked on a post that was related to your product or business. This is not connection content. This is, you shared something about a tip, value, product, business, something. And if you didn't have a comment, that's okay. Remember, that's bottom of funnel. You are going to go at least send something out to the people that liked or loved it. The column 4, this is what the whole goal is for the conversation. What's their biggest challenge in the area? Is it something that they've struggled with? What are some things that they've tried before? This is how my fast chat is set up. These questions are in my fast chat for my team. This is exactly the flow of what we use. We've been doing this for over 1.5 years. So, and then, thanks for sharing it. This is the difference. Would you like some help? This is not necessarily something that we've been doing, because usually by the time we're in this conversation, they've already told us they want some help. With authentic outreach, you're asking them. Here's an example. one of the things I do in my business is I help women who are struggling with whatever the problem is. I have a product that I think would really help you. Would you be open to taking a look? It's that simple because you've walked through this conversation with them. So if you guys want to, you can use boards, but we're going to actually put 15 minutes on the clock. I'm going to stop sharing because this part is in boards and you guys should have it from before. And I'll take any questions, of course, during this time. But we really want you guys to have 15 minutes to go put this into practice and go send some authentic outreach to people that were, engaged leads on your posts. Feel free to put your questions in here. If you're stuck, you don't know what to do, you don't know where to find it, just unmute and just ask and I'll help.
And I would
Keep
relate to
going.
them. And I would relate to them, and then I would talk conversation and match needs.
Well, that's pretty brilliant. That means that instead of just scrolling Facebook as we all do, or Instagram mindlessly checking out people's content, you were looking for certain things while you were scrolling, and then you would stop and then you would go message and you would connect because they were already telling you that they were your ideal client. They were your ideal customer. They were somebody that you knew you could help. And really, you just needed to establish a little bit of know and like so that you could work to the trust.
Yep.
So the next thing that we talked about that's really growing your team, my team, and this is why we're all here, is that it really is about enrolling partners or upgrading customers to partners and making sure that we're dripping that in somehow, some way, which is what we talked about earlier, but it does come up in the conversation. So I just thought that was really, it has definitely been resonating with me because you guys, it is not comfortable. I do not like reaching out to people. I've never really done the 333. I've been super uncomfortable with it. I cannot be the only one that feels that way. I'm sure that there's at least 50% of you on here. Debbie's smiling right now. I don't like it. I don't want to do it. I want people to come to me. So I'm having to get out of my own way. But this whole idea of authentic outreach is helping, because now I can see how I can go do it and be, you know, authentic and real, and not weird and salesy and spammy. But I am looking for people who, you know, have engaged in my content, liked it, loved it, and then that is what we just did. Those are your hot leads. That doesn't feel so weird to me. So I'm just curious, real quick, put a number, because metrics tell the story. Whether you got to all of them or not, I doubt you ever would. When you get done, you need to finish those, you need to keep going. But approximately how many people do you feel like you could go and do that authentic outreach? And now you just need to be intentional and say, I'm not just doing follow-ups, I'm actually going to go do the outreach. Like how many? Yeah, like real tears. Yes, Debbie, I'm totally with you. Like, I'm not doing this. I can't do it. I need to find a better way to like align with my values here as a person. No way did we get to message all of them. How many people do you feel like you guys have in your leads that you can now go talk to that you haven't been talking to, or you have somebody to follow up with? 10, 15, 5, 2, what's your number? Drop it in the chat. Doesn't matter what the number is. If you have one, that's one more than you had yesterday. That's all that matters. Good, Cree. Yeah, I have too many right now. I'm trying to figure it all out.
4, 22, 15 to 27. Those are great.
These are awesome numbers, you guys. Okay. So I want you guys to switch gears into something else. I want you to now think about how many people have you been, like me, dragging along as the prospects that you're just never sure they're ever going to order, but you continue to send them? She's laughing at me again. Debbie just needs to unmute and just join me on this, because she and I are like totally on the same page. How many people are you dragging along with you that you've been sending the promos to? You've been trying to reach out to them. You keep thinking they're on the fence. They keep telling you that they will someday, maybe, sort of,
For
or
years.
there's crickets, right?
It's been years.
5 years. I have people that I don't even know or talk to anymore. I'm like, they'll come out of the woodwork 2 years later, and that shows the content is working, because that means they've been following along with me, even though I haven't been following up with them. And that's what we want. Sean is laughing too. That's good. I'm glad. All right, drop the number. How many prospects did you maybe send the promo out to? How many prospects, just off the top of your head, do you think you really could go send a message to, and you just kind of just want them to get off the frickin' fence? Every now and then I do cuss with Melissa too, and I just apologize after I do it, and she laughs at me. Yes, I am a believer, but I do have a little mouth sometimes. 80. Holy cow, Regina. That's awesome that you have 80. That's so good. I love that number. That gives me hope. That's awesome, girl. Come on. Everybody's got dead weight. Drop a number, estimate 2, 5, 10. Please be engaged on this, you guys. We spend a lot of time, Melissa and I spend a lot of time planning, preparing, making sure that we're trying to bring our best game to you guys. We need you to bring your best game too. All right. 50 GLP folks. What was that, Melissa? Yeah, 20. All right. So I'm going to share with you guys something that I did. Comes straight from the Core 4. I did not make this up. I totally borrowed it. This is called a value-based follow-up. We've heard people train on this at conference, from the stage, in our trainings. Robin Packard's trained on it, that you can't just constantly be asking for people for their money, which is what a promo follow-up is, right? If we're all honest with ourselves, that's what it is. We're trying to give them value. We're trying to help tell them what the benefits are. We're trying to talk to them about what it is that they can have and what they can get and how it's going to help them. But the bottom line is, in some way, shape, or form, you do have to ask. And we don't want to be afraid of the ask. Okay. We got to ask for the sale. We don't ask for the sale, we're never going to get the sale. So if you're not asking for the sale, you got to change that up. You do have to ask for the sale. However, sometimes we've got to take a little tiny step back and we've got to do a value-based follow-up. This is one of the core 4 right here. So what is it? It's using the authentic outreach to go back to someone who was a hot or warm lead at one time, but they didn't get started. I don't know what the sales statistics are. Somebody smarter than me, can you guys drop it in the chat? Like, how many times is it that somebody's supposed to be able to, that needs to see something before they say yes? I don't know. Jana Bullard probably knows this. I don't know what it is. 12 times. It's crazy. It's a crazy number. So this add value ask framework goes like this. When you're sending out a follow-up, we've heard this before. Feel, felt, found. You acknowledge the problem that they have shared with you at one point in time. You add some value that you're going to help and offer them some guidance and some support, because that's what makes us different. It's not just about the products. It is also about you. If you guys aren't talking about the things that you can do for people, with people, alongside people in your content and in your message, you are missing a huge, huge piece of value. Do not sell yourself short. You guys put time, you put energy into this. You are a part of their journey. Okay, that's part of your content as well. And then ask, do they want some help? The key part of this framework is that you're adding some value. Okay, you're looking at what are the things that you can do that's a part of your unique process that you could help with your either current customers, customers who haven't been ordering anymore. These can go out to them too. Or your hot leads, your warm leads, people that did at one point in time say they wanted help, but they just haven't gotten started yet. So the unique process could be something that's encouragement, a tip or advice, or education. Encouragement, something that you could inspire and give them hope, or support, something that they could take as a first step. Here is an example that Bob put together. Hey, Susan, I've been thinking a lot about our conversation from the other day. Thanks so much for sharing all you did with me, especially your challenges in the area of weight loss, gut health, digestion, hormones. Put in the chat really quickly so I know I'm not the only one in this full training. What are all of the problems that people have shared with you? Please blow up our chat. All the things. What have they shared with you guys that you specifically can offer them some hope, some support, education, a tip, advice, or product? Anything at all. He goes on to say, I wanted to get back to you and offer some support in this area, if that's okay with you. Regina used this today. I don't know how it went, but she used it. But then you want to add some value, right? They might say, sure, I'd love the support. Or you could go ahead and add the value in right then and there. Here's something that I found that I think could really help you, and you would share the specific thing. So that means you got to start thinking like a coach, like they're already your customer, or they're an old customer that stopped ordering. And then you want to be really specific. And then you can ask them about their goals. We've seen this in verbiage, you guys. Remind me, how much do you want to currently lose? Have things changed over time? What do you specifically want to get better? That can be one ask. And then the big ask for the sale is, would you be open to a product recommendation that I think could really help you? And then you can continue on. So here are some finished examples. This one in the middle is the one that resonated with me. You told me that accountability has been the biggest issue with losing weight. I would replace that. Instead of accountability, it might be food, it might be, you know, knowing what to do, knowing what to eat. And then it goes on. I've helped a lot of people. Our program gives you that accountability and support. How would you feel about us working together and giving the program a try? That could be one way to do it. Here's the thing. There is no one right way. You just want to keep it simple. What was the problem? Let them know that you've helped people with that problem before. And if you don't feel like you have helped someone, then refer to like, think through the lens of that you could help someone, right? Because you've helped yourself. You are your own best customer. So if you're the only customer right now in your business, just reference yourself. Share a specific product that you can think that can help them, tell them benefit of it. You've got to do the ask. So I thought I would share with you guys real quick, if I can pull it up. Oh, I hate it when that happens. Let's see if I can pull it up. Should have written it down who it was. I just tried it on a whole bunch of people and I'll just show you guys. I'll just grab one. Let me go to yesterday. So I've been blocked from commenting on Facebook. And I think the reason why is because I shared my picture when we went on the motorcycle ride in a comment. I didn't even make it as a post. I did it as a comment. And I think it was flagged for nudity. And I've got all my clothes on. Be careful what you comment. All right, this one didn't go very far, but I'm just going to pull it up because I used it. This gal always comments. I said, you're always so kind and very gracious. You've got such a big heart. I know that we've talked a little bit in the past about your own health, wellness, and even a little bit about weight loss. I'm curious if you'd ever be open to taking a look at the support that I could give you and or the products that might be helpful for your healthy lifestyle. That was it. And she said, absolutely, sounds good. That's how easy I made it. I did not overcomplicate it. Several of them have turned into orders already. I sent out 40 one day and I got, or 30 one day and I got 20 responses. That was a pretty good percentage right here. Haven't even gotten to talk to her yet. Oh, of course, it's not going to show you guys. Dang it. I'm just going to read it to you. Sorry. So this one was personalized to her. And this is what it says. Hey, Cindy, I've been thinking a lot about our conversation that we had in the beginning when you reached out for help, especially your challenges with losing weight. I wanted to get back to you and offer some support in this area if that's okay with you. Here's something I found for you that I think could really help. I've designed a simple 30-day menu with foods that are easy to make or grab and go and daily accountability tailored to each person. Do you mind me asking what your goals are currently with weight loss and wellness? What are you specifically looking to accomplish? She immediately told me what she wants to lose, where she is, what her weight is, and what her goal is. Like she just told me everything. I said, awesome, congrats, because she had lost some. Are you still using the shots? Yes, this is my month 3. Great. I'm helping people. I'm helping women layer in support accountability food plan and some supplements. And it's helping them get past any plateau. This is for you, Debbie, all those GLPX people. And it's helping them to get past any plateau and heal their gut at the same time. they are using the shot. Are you open to looking at any of the supplements that I think could help you move the scale, hit your goal, while also getting you to a place where you could maintain it without medication? Yes, I'd like to take a look. So I just tailored it. Go ahead and unmute. I just tailored it to her using this whole thing that he does with what's called an AVA follow-up. Debbie?
Yeah, that absolutely sounds awesome. I mean, these were people that reached out to me back in February, and I reached out to them again, and then they were waiting to see what the results were. So the results are in, they're amazing. Here you go. And then still, and yeah.
So we are going to actually go put it into practice right now. Those people that you said you have to go follow up with, you're going to try something like this. Make it your own. You cannot do it wrong, but you do need to practice it. So once again, the opening line was very, very simple. I've been thinking a lot about our conversation the other day, a week ago, a month ago. It's been a while since we've talked. You guys make it your own. Thanks for sharing with me so much all that you have done, especially in your challenges of blank. I wanted to get back to you and offer some support in this area. What I would do here, though, is say what that support is. I'm helping women who are struggling with blank get great results with blank, something like that. I offered support, accountability, and a menu. You guys need a 30-day menu. I'll give you the 30-day menu. I made it on ChatGPT. Here's something that I found that I think I could really help. Maybe it's daily support, accountability. It could be a product, right? And then you might want to say, or you might could really help and you don't share the specific thing he says that you should. So anyway, I just want you guys to give this a try. You cannot mess it up. I know you're probably nervous. You're probably scared. I know I was scared to do it, but I just did it anyway. And I made it sound like me. What's something that I could do, that I could talk to people about? If you guys have questions, feel free to unmute, ask your question. If you're not sure and you type it up, throw it in the chat if you want feedback on it, right? Put it in the chat. We can give you some feedback on it, but then you're going to actually go try it out. And we're going to take 10 minutes and just give it a shot. That's great, Melissa. She just put it in there. All you guys have to do is copy and paste it from the chat if you want to. Okay. Oh, geez. Really? Dang it. So sorry, Melissa. I'm horrible
That's okay.
at
I
that.
just realized that. That's okay. We can make sure everybody just knows that they've got to go get the document that is in boards, which is what we just went over.
And you know what? After everybody leaves, I'll summarize so that everybody can get off and just be done.
No problem. But we will take questions.
Yeah.
I forgot to push it. I should have.
No, I should have too. Questions, comments, fears, hopes, thoughts. Unmute. We've got a small group now.
Okay, so when I went back to my GLPX folks, and seriously, I mean this is my list of my GLPX folks. The first one I went back to, you know, I couldn't say. I'm thinking back to the comment. I'm thinking back to the conversation we had because she just raised her hand. I gave her some information. I asked a
Mm.
question about her. We never had a conversation. She never replied back. And I
So
even
do
said,
you,
"Hey, we're having this purple party event for more information. Would you like the invitation?" She didn't answer. You know, so
okay. So with someone like that, it's okay. You can start over. You go back to them and
hey, you raised your hand back in February
you,
about
you, you just own it that you never asked them what their goals were. You just own it, Debbie. Hey, like Bob coaches just like this. You are one of 1,000 plus people that have done this, right? So you go back to them and say, "Hey, Susie, I realized that we talked back blank when GLPX launched, and I owe you an apology. You asked for some information, but I never really found out what your goals are, what your hopes are, and what you specifically would like.
okay,
I'd
I can do
love
that.
to know. I'd love to know what is it that you specifically want help with?
Okay,
Just try it. Worst thing that can
okay,
happen is she still doesn't answer, right?
exactly. I've lost nothing. She's cricket, so
But it's okay to own it when we mess it up. I've done that and people like they appreciate it. They're like, "Oh, she recognizes that she just spammed me with her stuff and she never really had a conversation with me to find out what the heck I need." So just that's okay. No biggie.
okay.
There's hope. Other wonderings, worries, questions, ahas?
So I will tell you guys, when we did have our GLPX explosion, it was hard to keep track of people, just kind of like what Debbie said. So I found the same thing. So I did go through my messenger and search it when we were doing this exercise. And so you can go up to your Ask Meta bar and you can put in a phrase that could have been what you sent to almost everybody,
Mm.
right? And especially when the GLPX sold out, I think I said so. Like the phrase that I put in there was something like, um, when placing your order, remember GLPX is a gentle, effective. So like that's what I typed, and then it pulled up all the people that I had sent that part to, where they were placing an order, and then so you could just take a phrase that you probably sent out to a lot of people. I was just looking to see what other phrases there could be, and you can search that, and it will pull up all your conversations that said that. So if you sent out 20 messages that were similar verbiage about GLPX to people, you could find those people and then you could see if they ordered and then you can follow up or have conversations that matter.
Great advice. Proud of you guys for staying on. Anything else, or is everybody burnt out and ready to reset so tomorrow you can close out the month strong? Because that's what we got, right? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 6 days starting tomorrow. Close out strong. I know it's a small group, but I think we should do a really quick prayer just over everyone that's been working so hard. I was asked the question at church. This is a big question, you guys. The question was, this had to do with Corinthians, but the question was, what have you sacrificed for the sake of the betterment of others? And so those days where I'm tired and I'm staying up late at night or I'm working on something for someone else, and really what I want to do is be selfish. And he asked that question, I could say the things that I've done, right? The sacrifices that I've made. But there are also times where I haven't made those sacrifices. And then he also said, are you seeking where are you getting your satisfaction from? And so many times we're in here thinking, you know, we just want the sale, we want the enrollment, we want the new partner. And yes, we do. And that will come. But if you can really think through your heart and the act of service that you're providing for people, I will tell you, you will get more people coming to you than you could ever handle. It's just, we are humans, right? So we are selfish by nature. That's how we were designed, unfortunately. And I thought about that this weekend, and I'm just so grateful to be a part of a community where we are thinking about serving others. Don't get lost in taking care of yourself, though, too. You can't pour from an empty cup, so make sure you're taking care of yourself. And I'm just grateful for Melissa, like putting us all together, bringing us together, pushing me harder. She doesn't even know she's doing that, but she is. So I just thought we should close out in prayer over everyone, whether they're on here or not.
Okay.
Is that all right?
Yep. Sounds good to me.
Okay. All right. Dear Lord Jesus, thank you so much for bringing all these incredible people together. You know, you have a greater plan than what we ever know, and it's hard for us to trust you. That's in our human nature. We want to have control. We want to, you know, pave the way ourselves. And so I just pray for everyone that came together tonight and those that could not be here. You put your hands upon them, guide all of us, show us the path that you want us to follow, the people that you want us to serve. Show us those hidden people that maybe we haven't seen. Our eyes have been closed. Maybe they're right there in front of us. What are those missing opportunities that we have that we're not seeing that you see? And help us to open our eyes and our ears to those opportunities so that we can change and serve others. And just, you know, let us show up as servants of giving people hope, plan, success, community, guidance. We know that it's really your plan, it's not ours, but you do use us. So help us to be good stewards of your grander design. Please watch over everyone this week. We know that we can get down, we can get challenged, we can feel like giving up. We can feel, you know, hopeless at times. So I do ask that you continue to watch over everyone, touch everyone in their heart, their mind, their soul, and help them to know that they are worthy, they do matter, and what they have to offer also matters. So just look out for everyone, keep them healthy and safe, and walk alongside all of us and just cover us in your protection, your guidance. And we pray this in your son's name. Amen.
Amen.
All right. You guys have a
Well,
blessed evening.
yes.
Amen. Good night, everybody.
Good night.
Good night.
You guys leave, and I'm going to do that little recording thing and let people know.
On the
Thank
core
you.
4 tracker.
Yeah. You're welcome.
Okay, Andrew, I think you can jump on, even if they're on still, you can record it. They'll jump off in a minute, I'm sure.
Okay. So sorry that you guys did not get to see that recording. And so we're just going to go over this real fast. So you guys are going to get this, I think it's 28 pages. And this goes over what are the different kinds of content, outreach, hot leads, warm leads, and value-based. We did a value-based follow-up tonight. Everybody went and worked, and then I forgot to press record when we came back. So on this document, you have this thing called a core 4 tracker. The bare minimum is to do
you
one
want
of
to share your screen?
Oh, golly. Yes, I do. Thank you. I'm so glad you're here. All right. So here's your core 4 activities. The tracker is pretty darn cool. You guys, we're going to want to print this off, and the goal here is to do a minimum of 1 a day. You're wanting to move your business, you're wanting to see results, then this is the bare minimum. So it's 1 transformational content per day. Could you post 3 times a day? Absolutely. Could you do more than 1 transformational type of content? Absolutely. You could do a tip content. You could do something with the tip, which is value. You could do something with connection. You could do 2 or 3 posts in a day if you want to, but the minimum is 1. Then authentic outreach to hot leads using the scripts. You do want to use the scripts. I know it's uncomfortable, but that's how it counts. We're trying something, right, that may be a little different. I know for me, these authentic outreaches are slightly new, but a lot of them are similar to what I've had in my fast chats. But for some of you, it's brand new, but you need to do 1. Hot leads are people that comment on your singular type posts, connection, value, an offer, an invitation, a transformation. Those are your hot leads. They're raising their hands. You're going to send an authentic outreach to them. And then warm leads are your likes, your loves, people that are not necessarily commenting, but they are liking or loving your content. They are a lead. And remember, that's the whole goal here is lead generation. It's great because in that one, you just get that punchline of how have you been? So that one's an easier one to do. And then value add follow-ups, we did one of those tonight. We looked at how to do it. There's some different things you can choose from. Again, try the scripts, make it your own. You can't do it wrong unless you just don't do it at all. But this is the thing about these 3 here. They only count when somebody comments back, when you have a conversation with them back. So let's say you send one out and it's crickets. Well, that means you need to send another one out. Give it another try with somebody else. It can be a hot lead, can be a customer. A customer who comments on a post is a hot lead. They do count. They will be an opportunity to maybe do cross-selling or selling another product that they're not currently using. But we really do want to be talking to prospects, right? New people for new enrollments, but don't discount your old customers. Don't discount your current customers, but they do need to have a conversation back with you. If they don't, you need to send another one out. Same thing is true with the warm leads. You send out a warm lead authentic outreach and they don't reply back to you, send another one until somebody comments back to you. Same thing with the value. Once they actually comment back and you have a conversation, you can mark it off. The goal is 1 of each. That's the bare minimum. But if you want to grow a bigger business, you want to grow faster, then you're going to want to up the ante. However, you might want to start with, I'm going to do what I'm doing with my business, and I'm going to do 1 of these a day this week. And then as you get more comfortable, maybe next week you do 2 of each, and the next week you do 3 of each. Because if you're in here to really build a business, you're going to want to do more than just 1 a day. You're going to keep track on this, so definitely print it off so that you have 1 for each week. It's Monday, so you could start tomorrow if you want to. Let's say you take Sunday off, no big deal. The goal here is by the end of the week, you have 7 pieces of content, 7 conversations for hot leads, 7 conversations for warm leads, and 7 value add follow-ups. That's the goal. Here is the page where you can see your different types of transformational content. You guys don't have the access to these links here, only I do, but we will be getting into those. You can print these pages off if you want to, but if you've already printed off the success planner, they are exactly the same. This sheet is in your success planner. You already have it. If you'd prefer to do this electronically, you can definitely replicate this in Excel spreadsheet. Just title your columns and use Excel. Somebody did that already and sent it to me so I could use it for myself, which was such a nice gift. I was really appreciative of it. Here's all the different scripts. Everything is in one place, you guys. You don't have to go back and forth to the other everything that we did week 1. It's all here for you. Nice, neat, with a little bow on it. So many goodies in here. And yes, this does come, I'm just going to say it comes straight from Love, Serve, Grow. So I am sharing. We are encouraged to share with our teams. So I hope this will help you guys as well. Thanks so much for all of your time tonight. We really appreciate it. We appreciate all of you guys. And we have a week, so let's go finish strong.
Yeah. And I will say, Andra, this is where I remember telling you that I did a lot of outreach and that I did a lot of messaging because I had so many messages going. One thing that I did not track when I was, really hot and heavy and hitting platinum executive is I didn't track the messages responding back. So I think it's super important that, because I would send out 100 messages, but if only 5 message back, right, that you kind of get stuck. So that's, I think, important. It's not so much, especially these days, it's not so much about quantity as it's about quality. And that's why we're doing this transformational content. That's why we're helping you dive deep into, especially these experienced rising stars, building your own branding a little bit, making sure your content is connecting with people, adding value, that you're doing all of these parts of the transformational content. And that's why we're sharing some of this with you, is because you've got to find quality, not just quantity. And we are committed to helping you do that because we know we're going to have a huge influx. We had already huge influx with GLPX. We talked a little bit about that and how we were reaching back out to people that had bought GLPX or said they wanted it. And, we didn't ever really get into a conversation with them to add value. Now we have that chance to do it, but we truly are looking for the quality people that want to be a part of what we're doing here at Singular and giving people hope and changing lives. So
yeah, I would add to that. You mentioned the GLPX, how many people, and I didn't have a lot, but how many of us had people that ordered 1 or 2 bottles of GLPX and they thought that was going to get them their results, and then they haven't ordered since? Those are great people to go back to and help them with their goals. And so that's a great one where you can do the add value follow-up. Lots of things in here. What I would say is 1 bite at a time. Don't overwhelm yourself. Use the 14-day content. That's what it's for. Don't feel like you've got to reinvent the wheel by any means. Don't do that. We know that when we have too much or we're overwhelmed, we don't do anything. That's why the minimum is just 1. Just go try it 1 time with 1 person and see what happens. I did value-based follow-ups, and then tomorrow I'm going to be focusing on authentic outreach. Like, that's just how I've tried to do it so that I can focus my energy. So don't, just 1 little bite at a time, and feel proud of yourself that you're trying something new.
okay,
All right.
fantastic. So, and we will post homework over in the messenger chat for the Experienced Rising Stars, and we'll put it in the board too. So just be looking for it so that you can get it done. And let's see, keep going. We're only 3 weeks in on our 90-day challenge.
All right. See ya.